Section 2. Meeting Hope in a Lonely World. I have to ask, are you sure this will work? You had a fairly rough go of it in China, didn't you? Granted, I was so out of sorts early on there, thanks to having to confront my mortality, that I wasn't able to make the same sort of cool-headed decisions I usually do. I actually don't quite remember what happened very well. Still, I do recall hearing something about being unable to summon servants there.
You don't have to tell us, we're all fully aware. But I think we'll be okay. China was a unique situation, even for a Lostbelt. Still, for what it's worth, I don't think Gouda will have any trouble summoning capable servants here.
Same. All we have to do now is give it a shot. Is everything ready, Mash? Yes, everything is in place for the summoning spell, and the connection to the Spirit Origin briefcase is stable. Running final checks. Done. Heroic Spirit Summoning System Fate, all systems green. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Master.
My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call, and abide by this will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear, I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven clad in the 3 words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales! Hey, it's your boy. I am Rama, a saber and the great king of Kosala. I am a lancer. My true name is Karna. It is good to be here.
It works, Senpai. We couldn't have hoped for a better result.
This is great! We even know them already!
Oh, good. I knew I had it in me. Why, these servants I summoned are perfect for tackling India. With a lineup like this, I dare say we've already as good as won.
Well, technically, it was Gouda that summoned them. This is such good news, it almost makes me want to run around shouting for joy. I won't, of course, though. But at least Foe can hop around gleefully in my stead. Go ahead, Foe.
Foe!
I see. Now I understand. So we're fighting for Claudia on behalf of proper human history.
Indeed. It sounds as though your path thus far has been quite arduous, Master Gouda. But now that you have summoned me, the King of Kosala, and Avatar of Vishnu, your worries are over. No matter what manner of hardships may lie ahead, my sword, a bane to all evil, will rend any obstacles you encounter asunder. And on the slight chance I'm not enough by myself, you even managed to summon Karna, the hero of benefaction. This goes far beyond just good luck. Just how many good deeds have you done to earn this kind of karma, Master?
You give me far more credit than I deserve. Still, I can promise you this, Master. Now that I've been summoned here, I'll do everything in my power to see your will done. I await your orders. That said, as a Kshatriya, I could ask for no greater honor than to fight alongside the King of Kosala. Truthfully, even I cannot deny that I feel fortune smiling upon us. How very respectful of you, son of Surya, god of the sun. I will feel most reassured knowing you have my back. You're really happy about this, huh, Mash?
Oh, yes. Although I'm also just relieved. since I already know very well just how heroic and dependable they are. I'm so grateful that they were the ones who chose to answer your call. I'll say, even without the home advantage going for them, I'd say these were some of the best possible servants we could have hoped to summon. Rama, Karna, Arjuna, and Parvati were my top choices from the spirit origin graph going in. But it was still a roll of the dice as to whether any of them would respond to the summon. And if that weren't good enough, Rama and Karna are both enormously well-known and influential here. Given all that, alongside the fact that they know India like the backs of their hands, I'm sure they'll be even more helpful than usual. That said, I'm sure some things might be off for them here, given that it's a Lostbelt and all, but I'm sure they'll still handle it way better than us Europeans.
Or Gouda, he's Japanese. Or she. They.
Speaking of which, what do you make of this Lostbelt so far? How is it different from the India you're familiar with? How is it different? How is it not different? I recognize nothing of this topography. No, it's more than that. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it feels like the air here is...
Yes, it's very dry. It makes me feel lonely.
Yes, that's it. It makes me feel lonely. I have no idea what that might mean, though. Lonely, huh?
Fo?
And of course, I always make it a point to try and sense my wife whenever I materialize, but it seems she is nowhere to be found here. One more reason I feel lonely, I think. Ah, my beloved Shita. When will I ever get to see you again?
I don't sense anything familiar here either. Well, I suppose there is. Is something wrong? Are you picking something up? No, it's nothing. For a moment I felt a bit of the kind of tension I feel prior to battle. I was trying to figure out what it might be, but I couldn't come up with anything. I must have been imagining things. Or perhaps my mind was playing tricks on me. I'm sorry I can't be clearer than that, Master.
Very well then, what do you make of that mysterious cube off of the distance? To be honest, I have no idea. I've traveled to all manner of countries in my search for Shita, but I have never seen nor heard of anything like that.
Nor have I. There's something about its shape that seems vaguely familiar. But I'm sure that's not the kind of answer you're looking for.
Not really, no. I could say it looks like a giant die, or an enormous 3D puzzle, but that wouldn't do us any good. We want to know what it's made of, not what it looks like.
If you proper human history servants don't know, then it's obviously something unique to this Lostbelt. In which case, the only way we'll find answers is by investigating it. You can start with our immediate surroundings as I originally planned. Remember, the fate of the world hinges on us, so make sure you do your damn jobs.
Hey, Master, I know he's your superior, but does he have to be so condescending? Does he not know I'm a king? Sorry about that, he's a good guy at heart, I promise. Well, no matter. Given that I am a servant now, I can certainly overlook a transgression or two. He is definitely condescending, but also totally harmless. I recommend not dwelling on it.
Fo.
Alright, why don't we get our investigation underway? We'll begin with the immediate vicinity, so just head in the direction we tell you and we should be all set. You might run into a wild animal or two along the way, but I'm sure you guys will be able to handle them just fine. We did end up running into some wild animals, but you all handled them no problem. That said...
Foe?
There's obviously something on your minds. You look pretty puzzled.
Indeed. Now that I've had a quick warm-up, I can say for sure that there is something strange about this land. I agree completely, but I can't figure out what it might be.
Yes, compared to the ones we know from proper human history, was it? It feels as though there is something unusual covering the entire world.
Is it like the loneliness you mentioned before? Maybe, maybe not. It's nothing I can really put my finger on, nor can I put it into words. All I know for sure is that whatever it is, it's preventing us from performing at our best. It doesn't mean we can't fight, but we definitely can't use 100% of our power.
Do you think it'll get better?
Honestly, I don't know. Things might improve once we get used to it, but at this point, I just can't say. Nonetheless, I wouldn't pay it too much heed. Even if we can't use all of our power, we still have more than enough to carry out your commands. So don't worry about us, Master. All you need to worry about is telling us what to do. Now then, it looks like we have more hungry beasts to deal with. Let's take care of them quickly so we can continue investigating our surroundings. So, hey, what do you make of the area so far? We've been able to get a handle on it to some degree on our end, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts on it now that you've experienced it for yourselves. Well, I can see a lot of placid bodies of water around here. They're all covered in lotus flowers, and it's very pretty. And there's also plenty of dry land, so we haven't had any problems walking around.
Basically, it's surprisingly normal. It's almost strangely peaceful.
Well, of course, water is essential for living things to survive. It looks like there are large rivers here too, so it would seem it's just as environmentally stable as China was.
Oh? This signal. Is that... Just as I suspected. A world with a pleasant climate is bound to have people, which also means it's bound to have towns. I just picked up what appears to be one such town in the direction you're headed. I'll send you the coordinates now. Be sure to approach it with the utmost caution. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands. Offer your prayer to the God above. Those three things are an important part of our daily lives. We all have to do them. My father complains about everything, but he still prays every day, even if he always grumbles while he does it. If I forget to pray at the right time, he gets really angry. Well, he's always angry, but he gets even more angry. I think if I had a mother, she'd get angry too. I've only heard about mothers in stories, so I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'd guess. Prayers are very important, so I can't blame them for getting angry. That's true for routine prayers, and prayers just for the sake of praying. Praying is an essential part of our lives. We pray, and we pray, and we hope that our God hears us. We live our lives the best we can. We try hard to be good people. So please, O great God above, please guide us to the next Yuga.
What's all the commotion outside? I'm gonna go take a look.
Where do you think you're going?
It's okay. I already finished my prayers. Come on, Vihan. Once we confirmed the town was safe to approach, we decided to take a closer look, as there's only so much we could learn at a distance. That said, this isn't what I was expecting. It feels vaguely unsafe here. I'd have to agree. There are a number of broken buildings, and the fountain is jutting out at an odd angle. It would be a beautiful town square if it was properly maintained. But as it is now, it feels kind of run down. What about townspeople? Are there any there? Yes, there are, though it feels like they're giving us a wide berth. I don't see any furry-eared beasts like we did in Russia, and it doesn't look like the ages are skewed like in Scandinavia. At a glance, they look like perfectly ordinary people. They do seem to be wary of us, but I don't sense any overt hostility. I imagine they would react similarly to any unfamiliar visitors. It would seem they're sizing us up just as we're sizing them up. In that case, it's best if we don't give them unnecessary cause for suspicion. We'll refrain from calling you for the time being, so please use that time to focus on gathering as much information as you can. Understood. Alright, here goes. There's a girl looking at us very intently. She doesn't seem to be afraid of us either. I think I'll try talking to her, Senpai. Hi there! Could we talk to you for a bit? Whoa! You surprised me! Hello! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, don't worry. I'm always spacing out, so I get surprised a lot. If you just want to talk, that's fine with me. Say, can I ask who you guys are? I've never seen anyone else dressed like you before. We're travelers. That's right. This is Gura, and I'm Mash Kirielite. May I ask your name? I'm Asha, and this is Vihan. He's astonishingly cute, isn't he?
Bork. Foe.
So you are named after the Hindi words for hope and dawn. That's lovely. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I'm Rama, and this is Karna and Neja. You may have heard our names in stories of great warriors, but pay that no heed.
Huh?
Is it my imagination, or do the other people here seem afraid of something now?
So if you're travelers, does that mean you don't have a home? No, we don't. At least not in this town. You don't? That's terrible. Shockingly terrible. Why is that terrible? 'Cause of the Kali, of course. You can't pray without a house, and if you can't pray, the Kali are gonna eat you up.
Kali. Asha, is that...
Father!
What are you doing here, Asha? Can't you see what's happening?
The Kali are here! Everyone inside! Everyone inside! Okay, I'm locking the door. Get ready to pray.
Get inside, hurry! The Kali are here, but these travelers don't have a home. Father, can we let them stay in ours?
Of course not. I cannot afford to look after a bunch of people we don't even know.
Wait, please. You're Asha's father, right? Can you at least tell us what's going on?
My name's Ajay. Use it. And I've got my hands full taking care of just one Ulu. Sorry, but you lot are on your own.
On our own with what?
What, were you born yesterday or something? With the Kali, of course. All we can do is lock ourselves up in our homes and pray to our god not to discard us. So that we don't become faithless, worthless people doomed to end up as nothing more than Kali food.
Go on, travelers. You gotta hurry and find a place to hide and pray. I'm sure you already know this, but the Kali...
Be quiet, Asha. We can't afford to pray for them as well as us.
Master, all the other people are gone. It looks like we're the only ones left still outside.
They must have all gone back to their homes. Now what should we do? I know Asha told us to hide, but...
Get back, Master. What is that thing? Is that the Kali?
Be careful! That is not the only one!
Oh no, they've been copy-pasted.
They're attacking everything in sight! Is that why the town is in such poor shape?
Kali. That is the devil's name.
That must be one unique to Indian mythology, rather than the one defined by the Holy Church.
I don't know how you Westerners categorize them, but we have always called them devils. I do get the sense that these aren't the same devils we know, but whatever they are, they're clearly bent on causing destruction. No king can sit idly by and watch such destruction. These creatures will make worthy foes for my indestructible blade.
My body still feels odd, but the effects are negligible. We should have no serious issues.
Agreed. I'm not about to let that stop me from helping. Give us your orders, Master. We'll handle these things. Alright, got it. Let's fight.
Right. My Orthodox is holding steady and better than expected readings. I'm good to go too. Armored Shielder, moving out. There are more than I expected. This could be troublesome.
Ah! Stay back! Get away from me!
Please, dear God, save me!
It's my fault. I was one step too late.
These people have no weapons with which to defend themselves.
If their homes are destroyed, there's nothing they can do to avoid being eaten. This is horrific. I've been focusing on the Kali going after the more fragile houses, but there seemed to be no end to them. It's becoming a problem. I could wipe them all out at once with my noble phantasm, but that would also end up destroying the very people and homes we're trying to protect. Then that's definitely not an option. We'll just have to do our best we can with taking them out one at a time. Agreed. This is truly a race against time. Every second counts when eliminating these monsters. Good grief. When I decided to stay out of sight so as not to interfere with your information gathering, I never expected you would end up suddenly fighting such an intense battle. It would seem that I'll need to run all the instruments at full power so as not to miss any data. So much for my break. Hold on. There's something else headed your way. Many somethings, I should say, and all distinctly different from the creatures you are currently fighting. What are these white beasts? Are they hostile too?
No, look! They're attacking the Kali!
So they're on our side? Not necessarily. I'm not sure if they eat people or if they hunt Kali and simply mistook us for them. But they're coming after us too.
Then I guess there's no point in wondering how these new creatures might affect the situation. We'll just have to follow Karna's lead and put everything we have into fighting back. We can't let harm come to anyone else. Please give us your orders, Master. All nearby hostiles have been eliminated. We did it! We finally managed to get rid of all those demonic-looking Kali monsters and the white beast that showed up later. As I suspected, it would seem those white beasts and the Kali are mortal enemies, given how viciously they attacked one another. Indeed, nor did the white beasts attempt to destroy any part of the town. It was thanks to them that we were able to fend off the Kali. Though we did have to eliminate them as well, given that they also tried to attack us.
You lot did this, huh? Now you've done it.
Oh, hi. I'm glad to see you're okay, Ajay.
Phew. Can you tell us what these things are? At first I figured these guys were from the other side of the mountain since they don't pray. But I guess they really are just a bunch of Ulu who don't know anything about the Kali. Either way, I don't want any part of this trouble. What's there to tell? If you lot know what's good for you, you'll get out of here as soon as...
Mister, are you guys okay? You are? That's astonishing! I'm so glad you're alright. I'm glad you're alright too, Asha. What a relief to see you're not hurt. Yeah, I'm okay, but Vihan is... I see. He's dragging his leg. Poor thing. Yeah, he got it caught under a cabinet that fell down when our house started shaking. I'm sorry, Vihan.
Oh? God, is there any value in a dog that can't run? What happened? The Kali are dead. And the sacred beasts?
Hello, who are you?
I'm Prakash, the town mayor. Are you travelers? Do you know anything about this disaster?
We do. These beasts attacked us, so we killed them.
You what?
If you'd like a full account, then call for your finest scribe. It would be such a waste for me to recount my exploits without someone present to record them.
What have you done? How could you have killed the very agents of our god that keep us safe?
We didn't have a choice, it was self-defense. Agreed. There was no other way. What's more, they were not the only ones we killed. That's right, we also fought the creatures you call Kali. Please understand, we were only trying to protect your town.
Ha! Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing to understand. What you have done is unforgivable. It goes against every law of this world. Besides, the god's sacred beast would never attack people without a good reason. Oh, this is terrible. If we incur the god's wrath, if he thinks our town allowed, or worse, encouraged your vile deeds, we'll all be done for. Go away! Leave our town at once! You are no longer welcome in Bichu. Yeah, get out of here! You damn heretics will get us all killed!
Oh no, could they be those people I've been hearing rumors about lately? Does this mean we're going to suffer divine punishment?
Well, this is unexpected. They look like they might start throwing stones at any moment. What would you have us do, Master? Well, let's get out of here for now.
I agree. It would be difficult to gain any more information under these circumstances. Besides, I think we should try to avoid trouble with the locals as much as we possibly can. Let's go look for somewhere outside of town to set up camp. Poor travelers. Oh.
Well, this is a fine how do you do. No sooner do you find a town than you get kicked out for fighting. You barely even have any intel to show for it. All you did was waste our precious time. First Russia, then Scandinavia and China, and now India. Why can't we ever catch a damn break?
Good grief. When you're examining a crime scene with a magnifying glass, Gordolf, do you focus on the stain on your pants before you even considering the evidence?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I have a stain on my finely ironed slacks?
Oh no, I beg your pardon. Your uniform is quite spotless.
Of course it is. Any sailor worth their salt should keep their uniform white as snow. I had mine cleaned by the laundry type before we left.
Laundry type? I do recall seeing a weird-looking captain running around base before.
Holmes, do you mean that if we hope to find anything that might lead us to what we're seeking, we should be prepared to suffer a few setbacks at first?
Precisely! If you're too focused on your expense ledger, you'll miss the evidence that's right in front of you, my dear Watson.
Understood. I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
Damn it, that was my chance to be Watson? Curse my gentlemanly propensity to be so acutely aware of my appearance. I knew that, of course. I was just, playing devil's advocate. A nervous, high-strung devil's advocate. It was just a cunning ploy to elicit that reaction from Holmes. Yes, that's it. Oh.
Anyway, we need to find a good place nearby where we can pitch camp, right? In that case, why don't you try asking the little bunny hiding in the tall grass behind you for a recommendation? Good idea. In that case... Please don't hide there, Asha. Can you come out where you can see you? What? You surprised me. Since we're already surprising her, I might as well introduce myself. I'm sure she can handle it. Hi there, Asha. My name's Da Vinci. I'm a friend of Gouda's. I'm not actually there right now. I'm just using something called a transmission to send my voice over the air. There's also a detective here who might pop in every now and then, but don't mind him. He's harmless. Oh, we also have a commander who's obviously really bad with kids. But I'm having him sit this out, whether he likes it or not. Whoa, it's just one surprise after another. You travelers really can do amazing things, can't you?
The other townspeople were eager to see us leave. Why did you come after us?
That's just like Karna to get straight to the point. I was curious about that too, but still. Oh, well, I wanted to give you these to thank you for saving us.
Ooh, bananas! Thanks!
Banana.
Oh ho, these are fine bananas indeed. You know, I used to feast on the bananas that Hanuman would pick for me all the time. And they were jewels of the heavens, so delectable a single bite could make your cheeks melt away in pleasure. But I can tell that these bananas are surely every bit their equal. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gift, Asha.
Hanuma? You know, Hanuman? The monkey god. One of my closest allies? What's that? You've never even heard of him? Poor Hanuman. I guess even picking up and carrying a whole mountain wasn't enough to make you famous. You're in no position to be laughing at Lakshmana. Hold on, I sincerely doubt the answer could be no, but let me ask you something just to make sure. Have you heard the name Rama before? Eh? My name is Karna. I'm the warrior who once fought alongside the Kauravas, the descendant of King Kuru. Have you heard my name before? I see. Well, that is no surprise. I still have a long way to go before I reach the heights of mastery I strive for. Don't be ridiculous, Karna. That's giving yourself far too little credit. It's no exaggeration to say that in the India from proper human history, there is not a single person alive who has not heard your names. That is how great your heroic deeds were. So if the people here have no familiarity with the myths of the past or the figures from well-known stories, that would mean that neither the Mahabharata nor the Ramayana exist in this Lostbelt. Alternatively, they may have existed in the past, but have since been forgotten. How sad to think that the people of this day have never heard of my grand exploits. No, wait, does this mean we can't even be sure my exploits happened here? And if they didn't, does that mean that neither I nor Sheeta existed in this India? Either way, if Asha hasn't heard of you, there's no point in pursuing this line of questioning any further. I think it's best if we stick to questions she'll actually be able to help us with, starting with our campsite. Asha, we're looking for a place where we can rest for the night. Can you think of any good spots? Well, there's a cave near here we used to play hide and seek. Anything that would give us shelter from the wind and rain sounds great. Would you show us the way there? Sure, follow me. And on the way, we can ask about the really important things, like the you-know-what over there. Right. Asha, can I ask you something? Do you know anything about that giant tree way off in the distance? Oh, you're curious about it too. So am I. It just sprang up out of nowhere a while ago. I was so surprised. Is that all you know about it? Well, yeah. I mean, it's really far away, you know? Most of the people in town say it probably has something to do with our god. Like God Skyboulder. And that's actually just what I wanted to ask you about next. Is God Skyboulder what you call that enormous cube floating over those mountains? Uh-huh. God Skyboulder, huh? Now that we know its name, the next question is obvious. What exactly is it? Well, that's a funny question. God Skyboulder is God Skyboulder. It's been around forever. Just like the sun and the ground, everyone knows that. I don't know what else to say. God Skyboulder is God Skyboulder, just like the sun is the sun. I'm positive my father would say the same thing. Then why is it called God Skyboulder? Not that I can imagine how humans could have made such a thing. I think it's because our god made it. Or maybe because he lives there? Sorry, I really don't know. Nobody ever goes near it. Oh? And why is that? Speaking for myself, I find it an enormously compelling object of interest. Most mysterious indeed. It is without a doubt worth investigating. I Just know it's got something to do with our gods, so people are supposed to stay away. Besides, they also say that there's lots of Kali around there trying to kill our god. It's not just me. My father, my aunt, nobody in Bishu ever goes there. Oh yeah, we have to ask you about the Kali too. From what we saw, I'm guessing their attacks happen in pretty regularly, but... Whoa! So you mean the Kali never come to your town, travelers? That's so surprising. You must be from somewhere really far away, especially if you can't even see God Skyboulder from there. But yeah, of course the Kali show up whenever a Yuga's about to end. And since tomorrow's Kali Yuga, I bet there will be way more tomorrow than there were today. Huh? What are you talking about? You mean you don't know? I thought everybody knew lots of Kali show up on Kali Yuga, since it's the last Yuga and all. And that's why everyone locks their doors even tighter and prays even harder than they did for Dvapara Yuga today. Question. What will happen when tomorrow is over? You mean you travelers don't even know that? That's really surprising. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, even Vihan. I mean, it's something as natural as the sun giving us daylight, you know? Let's just say we're from somewhere really far off the beaten path. A place pretty much at the ends of the earth where everything from society to history is fundamentally different. So please tell us, Asha, what happens when Kali Yuga is over? Why, our god passes judgment and everyone dies, of course. But then, if our god decides you're worthy, he brings you back to life, and the first happy Yuga starts all over again.
Wonderful.
These bananas are really good, but...
Let me just make sure I have these Yugas straight, Asha. In this world, the first Yuga lasts for 4 days, the second lasts for 3, the third lasts for 2, and the final one, Kali Yuga, comes on the final day. Do I have that right? Uh-huh. Oh, but they do say each Yuga used to be way longer a long time ago. Once upon a time, I heard there used to be these things called years and months during each Yuga, though I don't know what they are. Maybe that's why my father always says it's a lot harder to keep track of things like anniversaries now. I wonder if he remembers that my 4,000th day of being alive is coming up soon.
Then, when Kali Yuga is over, you said a god will then pass judgment. Killing everyone and bringing them back to life, right?
An actual god? I guess it's certainly not impossible given what we saw in Scandinavia, but still. So this judgment is just a normal part of life here? Uh-huh. As long as you pray, everything stays the same, just like how the sun rises when it's morning.
Quick math for everyone, by the way, on the 4,000 days, she's about 11. It would seem our shared perceptions of normality are fundamentally misaligned. This could be quite difficult. After all, it only makes sense that someone who perceives such abnormalities to be entirely mundane would find them unremarkable.
We'll just have to take each difference one at a time. Let's start with something simple. In this case, I think it's gotta be defining exactly what a yuga is. Yugas might be a pretty well-known concept, but it's still important to make sure we're all on the same page. Plus, talking about it might help us figure out what the differences are between our concept and Asha's concept. So first off, does everyone here know what yugas are in our world?
I don't, so I was hoping you could fill me in.
Yugas are a Hindu concept that says the world is always cycling between 4 distinct periods. In order, those periods are called Krita, or Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. When the Kali Yuga draws near, law, order, and morality cease to exist and the world starts to fill up with evil instead. Then, when the Kali Yuga ends, the gods are said to destroy the world, remake it, and let a new Krita Yuga begin all over again. Thank you, Captain. Not at all. I just overheard something with which I was familiar, so I thought I would chime in. That's all I had to say. Captain, now I see. If your true name is what I think it is, then you would have some ties to India. So you guys do know what a yugas are. Well, that's a surprise. Oh, I get it. You were just teasing me, weren't you? You're so silly.
This truly is difficult. There are some concepts we share and some we don't, and both kinds are mixed together in the same word. At least it seems that we're mostly on the same page when it comes to our enemy. I also knew that devils called Kali appeared during the Kali Yuga to plunge the world into chaos.
Sure, but according to Asha there, today is only supposed to be the 3rd one, Dvapara Yuga. Oh, the Kali are always around. There are just more of them depending on the Yuga. You almost never see one during the Krita Yuga, and there are so many during Kali Yuga, it's shocking. If a Kali kills you, you won't be able to receive the god's blessing anymore. That's why everyone prays so hard. So it's not getting killed they're worried about, but what comes afterwards. Does she mean that in a religious sense?
Whatever the reasons for it, it sounds like there will be even more Kali attacking the town tomorrow. What would you have us do, Master? We can't just stand by and do nothing.
I agree. Caldia values human life above all else, even if that notion flies in the face of how this Lostbelt works. Exactly. Sometimes there are things you just have to do, regardless of whether people hate you or even cast stones at you for it. In my case, those things come so naturally to me that it's hardly even a choice. My body just ends up moving on its own. I think that's what happened back when I lent my aid to Sugriva long ago.
That man I failed to save earlier. His dying scream was not one of a man who had made peace with his fate. This system seems evil to me. I may no longer be able to save that man's life, but I can at least make sure that tragedy never happens again.
Then we are decided. We fight. This Lostbelt may not be familiar to us. Yet for some reason, this land of India feels familiar to me. Perhaps some of me originates here, as well as China. I can't say why, but I will not hesitate to protect these innocent people. Now we know what is happening. Tomorrow I will work even harder than ever. Do not worry, Master and Mash. Neja.
We have only just begun our investigation of this Lostbelt's Tree of Emptiness, to say nothing of this god's sky boulder object.
Given that those townspeople could help shed some light on these things, I would certainly hate to lose any of them. It will be dangerous to help them, but I won't stop you from doing so. The townspeople also called those white creatures sacred beasts and said they were the gods' agents. But there weren't nearly enough of them to handle all the Kali, and that's before they went and tried to attack us too. We can't count on them. If we're going to be fighting even more Kali tomorrow, I would like to find another fighter or two to shore up our ranks while we have the chance. And given what happened earlier, I don't think we can expect the townspeople to help us out. What is it, Asha? Is something the matter? No, nothing's wrong. See, back in town, I actually peeked out the window and saw you guys fighting. Oh, I was still praying to our god the whole time, so I think I should be totally fine. You are so amazing. I've seen people go hunting before, and you guys didn't move anything like them. It was like you weren't even human.
About that.
Then I saw you talking to other people far away after I followed you and got all surprised all over again. So, I was just wondering, are you guys maybe gods, but not the god? Gods who aren't the god. That's an interesting way to put it. Well, you know, there's only one god, and you're obviously not him, right? That's all I meant. I hope I didn't say anything weird. Only one god, but India's pantheon is known for being one of the largest in all mythology. I guess I did say something weird. I'm sorry. Lately, there have been rumors going around of people who seem like gods but aren't the gods, so I just thought...
As a matter of fact, Karna here is practically a god. That is not true, Master. I'm merely the son of Surya, god of the sun. I'm certainly no god myself.
I knew it! I've never heard of any god by that name before, but that's still amazing. I'm shocked. If Asha thought we were the beings she's heard rumors about, that would of course mean people are talking about other beings like us. It sure does, and whoever it is, they're very likely to be a servant. I knew there had to be at least one in this Lostbelt. They say one of them came to beat you not too long ago. I think they're staying on a mountain near here. Are they a friend of yours?
They came to your town?
Uh-huh. It was during the last Kurta Yuga. Though I didn't get to meet them myself. But they only took a little look around the town before they went up to the mountain. Are you sure they were not just a passing traveler? I guess they could have been, but I heard they dressed really funny and they even said they were a god. It could be a divine spirit. And if they were alone, they could also be a rogue servant. I'm sure they would be a powerful addition to our forces if we could convince them to help us. Indeed. There's still a lot we don't know about this world's Yugas. But we can focus on them once we've dealt with this immediate threat. Now that we've eaten our fill of those delicious bananas, I say we try and look for this being next. I'm sorry, I wish I could show you the way, but I need to get home before I get in trouble. That's okay. If you can just tell us where to look, I'm sure we can find the place ourselves. I'm actually more worried about you, Asha. I know your town isn't too far from here, but I still don't like the idea of making you walk home by yourself. I'll be fine. The Kali only just showed up, and I can always count on Vihan to... Oh, right, I didn't bring him with me, because he got injured. But it's okay, I can be home in no time as long as I run all the way there.
Master, would you mind making sure she gets home safely without her noticing Karna? Very well. You have my word that no harm will come to her.
Okay then, see you later, Mr. God.
Just Mr. is fine. See you later.
Bye! Bye-bye! You know, I was so surprised when she came all the way after us just to say thanks. Especially given how the adults there reacted to us. She was so sweet, and we learned a lot of useful things from her. Definitely. That said, Mash, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but... Yes, I know. Once we destroy this Lostbelt, she and Ajay are going to disappear, just like the people we met in the other ones.
From a purely pragmatic standpoint, maintaining good relations with the locals will facilitate our information-gathering efforts. I suppose the only advice I can give is to not think about it too much. Yeah, Holmes is right. Let's just be ourselves and not worry about it for now.
Okay, Master.
I did as you instructed, Master. Asha walked straight back to town and is now safe and sound in her home. Thanks, Karna. I appreciate it. I kept an eye out for Kali on the way there and back, but I didn't see a single one. However, I can't say for certain whether that's because they had just attacked, as Asha said, or if it was merely a coincidence.
Unfortunately, there is still a great deal we do not know about these beings. Well, it won't be long before we face them again, and that gives us all the more reason to bolster our forces. So let's be off to this mountain where the god lives. I wonder what sort of god they are. It would certainly be nice if it turns out to be one we know, just to save time. Of course, I'm hoping that it'll be Shita. She's the avatar of Lakshmi, so she could easily have ended up being treated as a god in her own right.
I hope you will be reunited with her as well, but there's no guarantee the servant will even be an Indian god. They're just as likely to turn out to be a god from the West or some other region altogether. The odds of our encountering a familiar face are really quite slim. Just try not to get your hopes up too high.